Hello, it's me, Funny Frendo 34. It's been a very long time since I've publicly recorded my voice, since I had no reason to until recently. The user, the creator, content creator, General Skaza, uploaded a video about me. A call out video, a 27-minute call out video. I felt like the video was very crazy, I guess. A lot of points are right. I'll say that a lot of points are correct, and that I am in the wrong with a lot of it, with a good portion of this. But on, on the other hand, a lot of this video is very either out of context, misunderstood, or completely exaggerated or outdated. So I'm recording myself talking about my side of the story. I could make like a document of me talking, of me typing. I could have written this, but I feel like me making a video would be better, since it'd be better for more people to understand. Like, I don't think anyone has time to sit down and read a big document or a big Game Jolt post or YouTube community post or something like that. So I'm making a video, replying and responding and stuff. But yeah, General Skaza made a video about me. We need to talk about Funny Fender 34. I'll read the description of the video. She says that it breaks down the situation around me, Funny Frendo, and what I've been doing about my art in the art community on Game Jolt, about how the rules are not great. Game Jolt's moderation isn't good at all. It's mainly because it's probably a small team, and I don't really have time to deal with people like this. And conversations about sexualization, minors, and online spaces, and to bring awareness. And another little thing she said, not to harass anyone. Remember that now. She says not to harass anyone in this video. Remember that. It says at the very last, if you're part of the Game Joe community, this gives full context what's happening. Now, I feel like she should update this video and put quotations on full, because this is not the full story. This is her interpretation. Well, a lot of this is fact. A lot of this is, accurate. But there's way more of it is wrong, or not, if not wrong, but just you need to know what's happening. Now, this started off as a comment section on a post I made. I basically, for a while, a lot of big users were talking very negatively about me, and I wasn't happy about it. It made me upset that giant users on GameJoy were poking fun at me, or not poking fun, but not necessarily punching down, but talking about me in a negative way, despite being way bigger than me, way more popular, being known on nearly every platform well. And I felt upset about it. And I made a post about it, sarcastically saying, I sure love it when big users punch down at me, blah blah blah. And Skaza made a comment, I think. And I don't have the comments with me now, but she shows it in the video and it's not good. A huge discourse started. Basically, it was a huge, very nasty back and forth. She was brought up points. When this happened at the time, I was upset at the moment. I was really down at the time, and I wanted to make a vent post. It was my birthday too. Doesn't mean anything really, it's my birthday. That means nothing, but yeah. And I just wanted to make a vent post, and I got upset and I started saying stuff. Then a friends of mine saw it and started replying. I think around 3, 4, no, like 2, 3 people were with Skaza. I think 1 or 2 others. They were saying negative stuff. A lot was being constructive. A lot of now I don't want to sound rude, but a lot of things that Skaza said sounded very condescending, I'd say, the way she said a lot of stuff, using lots of XDs and like weird chat stuff that rubbed me the wrong way. Like it didn't come across as being genuine. It came across as her being mean, and the others too. It felt like it was not like an attack, but it didn't feel like an attack, and I call it that. It wasn't bullying, but it was more of just like, hey, leave us alone kind of thing. I was in a bad mind space at the time, so I was upset. And yeah, I got heated, got really heated. It did stop at some point, but she brought up a lot of good points, which I'll talk about in a bit. Yeah, that happened. And basically, what they were talking about was my artwork, and that's the big hot topic of this whole thing. Is the stuff I draw. I draw a lot of characters. I've around over 20 characters. I have this little like universe. I'd say not a comic series, not like a series, but like I would like to make it an animated series one day. But because of this video, I probably won't be able to. Skaza's video anyway. But basically, it's a universe. All these are crazy fun characters I made over the years. You know, each character is very unique. I'd say has their own like different personality. And a few of the characters I have drawn in absolutely crazy goddamn ways, like exaggerated features. I know I'm cushioning it, but it's not good. If you watch Skaz's video, and if you look at all the art I've made in the past, I've deleted them since, of course. A good chunk of it. There might be some out there that I'm unaware of or I can't find, or they're too deep in my GameJolt account to find, because it would take me probably several days to delete everything off my GameJolt account, like stuff like that. My Blue Sky and DeviantArt and everything else, it was easy because they're small accounts. But yeah, if you watch the video, you'll see. Now, not everything Skaza shown in the video was on GameJolt. A good a good chunk of it was on other platforms that allowed that stuff. But the point is that I post a lot of spicy stuff on spicy drawings on GameJolt, which I shouldn't have, and I agree with that, and I'm sorry and I apologize. But again, a lot of the other stuff was on other accounts, other websites, other sites, other apps, other social media platforms that allow that, like Blue Sky and DeviantArt. I don't post to Twitter often, but I'll start to. I'll move platforms, I guess. I'm thinking of moving away from GameJolt because of this, because it feels like all of GameJolt doesn't like me at the moment. So best thing to do is just move on. Plus, GameJolt isn't the best place to grow as a creator, unless you have a FNAF fan game, then you'll definitely be one of the big leagues. Big leagues. But yeah, I posted bad stuff to GameJolt, like really stupid, like over sexualized art, and that's the pretty much the main topic of the video. Is that kind of thing? Well, main like it's the first topic anyway, like the first art related topic. And I'm looking at the time codes here, the timestamps, and this gives me a good guide on what to really talk about. There might be some small stuff I'm missing, and if I am, please let me know, because what I want to do is after I upload this, I want to talk to people in the comments, message people. I want people to talk to me and ask me about this. So if I miss anything, if I forget anything, any small details that I glaze over, or if I forget, please let me know and I'll talk about it. But basically, this is an overall thing. Sexism. That's the first big topic. She says my art is sexist because I have a lot of. I usually portray my female characters like in that crazy goddamn way, like characters like Jessica, Dex, a bit of Pinks, Liz, and a few others. Those are the female characters mainly, like the girly ones. But I feel like this point is a bit not hypocritical, but it's no, not hypocritical. It's a bit extreme to call me a sexist because I've drawn male characters sexualized as well. A few male characters. Some stuff I haven't posted. A lot of stuff I've drawn that is spicy I haven't posted. Like no one has ever seen besides like private people. You know, because some stuff I want to keep private. Nothing too bad. I'm just like there's some stuff I drew that you know I wouldn't want to show people, but the stuff I have shown, yeah, it's out there. But yeah, I have a few characters, two specific male characters. I'll get into them later, but basically it's sexism. Actually, no, sexism is a good segue into this other topic here: sexualization of femboys. Mousy was in this video. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. Mousy made had a little section of the video, a good like over like 4 minute section about femboys and being oversexualized. And again, I agree that it is a bit of an issue. But when it comes to me, it's very small because again, these are huge topics that are more prevalent elsewhere, like in bigger online spaces and public spaces, like you know, over sexualization of like femboys and stuff like that. Like that is a huge topic again, but for me, it's a tiny thing. Like I'm a tiny user. I'm barely I'm a grain of sand in the desert that is the internet. You know, but basically he has good points, and Skaza has good points because I had a male or a female version of Felix, who is a femboy and had large breasts as a joke. But I guess that's not funny. And I have shown Felix sexualized, and it is a bad look. You know, the one femboy character is sexualized. It is a bit odd, but this goes back to what I was saying: is that I'm not sexist then if I'm showing a male character sexualized. You know, another thing I've shown myself a bit spicy before my Sona sexualized, and that's a male character. So it's like there's like what's the sexism here? If it's there's a bit of a balance here, you know. It's still bad. I shouldn't have done any of it, but like I'm not sexist again in that way. Again, I'm not sexist. I should say that because I don't see like when I see a woman walk down the road, I just think that's a person. That's just a person there. When I watch a movie and I see like a woman actress, a man actress, I just think, oh, that's a character. Like I don't see like gender, I don't see race, I don't see anything like that. I'm just like, okay, that's a person. That's them. If they're a dickhead, they're a dickhead. If they're great, they're great. You know, if they're attractive, they are. If they're not attractive, they're not. I guess. But I don't see that. I'm not usually like that. It's just the way I portray my characters, which is weird. I know it's like a weird look, me saying this now, but that's how I feel. It's just I drew these characters like that. But again, I don't feel like when I see a femboy, I'm like, okay, that's a femboy. They dress like that. That's their lifestyle. I don't think, ooh la la, hunga bunga. I don't think that. Again, there's people out there who are worse than me, who like probably portray femboys and women as like less than human. You know, like there's lots of stuff out there that's way, way worse than what I've done. So it's kind of like yelling at a cloud kind of thing. Next little point here is non-consensual art, and I know she brings up a drawing I made with me and my character Jessica. Jessica being a character I draw a lot like this. Basically, it's Jessica getting mad that I'm exaggerating characters, and she's like saying, "Why do you draw me like this?" And like, I do what I want. It was a joke. Again, it's all just really poor attempts at humor. It was a joke. Like I was poking fun at myself there. Like I was aware of what I was doing and was poking fun at it. You know, that's what I was trying to do. But yeah, I guess that's not non-consensual, even though it's a fictional character and it's supposed to be like a weird joke. I guess. I regret it, of course. I regret all this because even at the time I didn't find it funny. I just drew it because I thought that people would think it's funny, and some people did. Some people like these things. I kind of have to like them. I just because like I drew this stuff and I immediately forgot about it. I didn't think about it. If I saw likes, I saw likes. If I saw people enjoying it, I saw people enjoying it. That's why I kept going. It's what people liked. That's what people liked. I guess I didn't really get any hate for it. If I did, it was always like some. just a random person with like a really weird way of typing who call me like a furry and like a freak or whatever, and I'd ignore it because that's what you do when you get hate online, I guess. But that's pretty much how I treated it. I just didn't care. I just posted the stuff. I just threw it out there like nothing. But I should have taken in consideration of what I was posting. But I was desperate. I wanted to post stuff because I didn't really have any other ideas besides that. Again, does not sound good, but that's how my mind worked at the time. But ever since that comment section, that whole discourse, I wanted to change, and I started changing. I started very slowly taking my time by deleting stuff. And then Skaza made this video. Pretty much the moment I started to change my tune, Skaza made this video, and now people don't see the change, people only see what the past was. Which is very irritating to me because I was beginning to change. I was going to. Like that whole discourse comment section thing changed me. It was like, okay, I need to reconsider all this. Then the video was made. Then everything got bad. But I'll talk about that again in a bit. Gross fetish trans art. Again, more of just poor attempts at humor. I drew a character of mine, Pinks, who has a large rear, I guess. I wouldn't call it fetish art. I mean, it can be seen that way. Again, it's meant to be like a like a trans pride thing. And a lot of people did like a lot of trans people like this is actually really cool, you know. A lot of trans people, well, not a lot, but like the few trans people I knew said they liked it. I thought it was okay. A friend of mine reanimated this. Actually, I made a video. Basically animated the video. And I was like, okay, so people do like this. But again, it's just a bad joke, I guess. I should have maybe dealt with it differently. But yeah, she goes on to say that I'm fetishizing trans people because I drew them in like revealing outfits and stuff. Like my girlfriend, she is transgender, and I drew one of her personas in a trans dress. A bit revealing, a tad bit revealing. I'm very proud of this dress design that Pinks is wearing, and Skaza agrees that it is nice. She says fire. Then goes on to say that's fetish art and blah blah. But again, this is just my weird way of just trans pride, I guess. But again, I am proud of this outfit design, and I like it. And my girlfriend asked me to draw her persona wearing it, and I did. And she says it's fetish art, even though my girlfriend wanted me to draw that for her. But no, I guess it's fetish art. But yeah, I do see why this is bad, and I feel like she does say that, you know, I support trans people, and I do. I support everybody. I know I probably don't say anything, like, when it's Pride Month. I didn't, last Pride Month, I don't think I did much. I didn't draw anything, I didn't do anything, but I still, like, I support it. I just don't really say too much. There really isn't anything to say, just, like, treat people with respect and love everybody. I just focus on trans people because I feel like they get it the worst. Like, at the moment now in the USA, you know, Donald Trump, the big man. I know I said I wouldn't get political, but I have to here. You know, a lot of people in America are liking trans people because of lots of reasons. And it disgusts me. And that's why I make all this art, because it's kind of my way of just saying, fuck you, trans people are here. But it is a bad way of doing it, I guess. I just like to protect trans people like this, again, because I feel like they get it the worst, especially nowadays. Gay people got it bad a while ago, in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, the AIDS epidemic, then Jeffrey Dahmer fucking killed people when he was gay, so throw the gays under the bus. That happened for a while. Then people started to accept them, and now trans people are a big hot topic, and now people are hating them. And it upsets me, it really does. But that's how I feel. And Pinks is basically a representation of that, I guess. just a trans character, and everyone loves her and respects her because she is literally a character that everybody likes. Even the villains like her. Even all the nasty bastards in Wowza love Pinks. She's the one character everybody likes. Everybody loves Pinks. She loves everybody. That's her character. But no, I guess she's a fetishization of trans people. I guess so, anyway. Sexist joke. I already talked about that. Yeah, it's the This is more not really a sexist joke. It's more of just a. It's just a. It's supposed to be another. It's supposed to be like the. That's another weird way of portraying LGBT issues, but I did it in a very weird way. I did it in a very like out of context, bad way, and I'll explain it. This one has a. I need. This is one that needs to be explained. Basically, I have a character named Dex. Now, she'll be important later, because the next topic is involves her. She is a demon. She is supposed to represent all the hate and all the filth in the world. She's supposed to be one of the worst. She's supposed to pretty much be the worst person possible. She hates everything. Despite being a bisexual demon, she is very unsupportive of minorities. You know, she's supposed to represent that. She's supposed to be a bigot, pretty much. A hypocrite bigot who hates everything but loves everything, I guess. A hypocrite bigot. That's her character. Nobody in Wowza likes her, besides Lawrence, who they're in a relationship, and he's a serial killer. He is equally as bad. Now he ain't the bigot. I don't know if he knows about Dex being hateful, but yeah, that's basically they're together, and I drew them a lot together. That's also in the video. And basically, a friend of mine made a version of Wowza, an alternate universe called Altza. He has really cool art. I love his art style. He's made really fun animations. Really creative guy. I love him. Shy Gallo, shout out to him. He's amazing. Really creative guy. Please go follow him. Please support him. He's really cool. And he made a character called Lo-Fi Dex, who is pretty much a good version of Dex, basically the polar opposite. Similar design, more of a cuter, rounder design. Again, is like very much like a normal person, you know. And I wanted to draw the character because I think we were in a whiteboard together. I was like, I want to draw Lo-Fi Dex because Shy Guy Lol is here, and so I drew her, and I decided to draw Dex with her too because I wanted to make like a quote unquote funny thing, or not funny thing, but something like this. And basically, she's standing behind her saying, pretty much just summing up, why are you lesbian? Get some cock in that pussy. Very bad, I know. It's very distasteful, I guess. But the point I'm trying to illustrate is that this is what lesbians go through, and Skaza points it out that this is what lesbians go through, and that is the point of the thing. It's supposed to point out that lesbians go through this, and gay people in general, have to go through this. People saying, "Hey, you should go out with this, and that," you know, and they don't want to. This is just a very vulgar way of portraying that. And again, this is just a thing that's like very out of context. You need to know the characters to understand this. This isn't me, you know, saying I hate lesbians. This isn't me saying that. This is just me saying like this is what they go through. And I even called the comic The Struggle. And Lo-Fi Dex is very uncomfortable and upset about this, visibly. Although I feel like I should have included maybe another panel of Dex maybe getting like slapped in the face or something for saying it, you know. But I wanted this to be one image, and it was a doodle on a whiteboard on Discord. So it was kind of just one and done thing. And yeah, again, I see why it's bad, but that's what it's supposed to mean. Is that this is the struggle lesbians go around, and gay people in general. Again, it applies to them too. Just a thing taken out of context. Yeah. And the next thing is something that is very outdated, I'd say. It's pretty outdated. Because, like, by the time Skaza made the comment on that post and the whole discourse began, by the time that happened, this thing was months old. Or not months old, but this thing was, like, I apologized about this. Like, people already forgot about this. This was in the past, pretty much. And it was basically Dex, who, if you didn't know, his she became a demon at some point. Once used to be human in Egypt, ancient Egypt, and she used to be a black person, and I guess she still is, despite having red skin. Basically, that's where she is, and she to me is the type of person to use lots of vulgar language, and she has poor excuses to use said language because demon and all that. And so I made like a weird. I thought at the time it was funny. It was her pointing at Lawrence saying the N word, and a thing I should say is that this isn't my joke. It was a I found a comic thing a while ago, not like a comic, but like a weird image of a demon character, like Dex, pointing at the camera saying the N word, saying the same very similar thing that Dex said. And I was like, I want to draw this as Dex because she'd say this. And so I redrew it, and a lot of people didn't like it at the time, and I completely understand. And I shouldn't have made it. I really shouldn't have, but I did because it was supposed to be a poor attempt at dark humor, I guess, or just inappropriate humor, I should say, despite it being offensive in a way. But again, more people have done this way worse than I have, and it's not me saying it. I didn't say the word. I'd never use that word. I probably haven't even said it ever in my life. I hate words like that, but I used it in a way as a joke because again, other people use it as a joke. So I thought, okay, I can do that, I guess. But I regretted it immediately and thought, I don't want this up, and I kind of ignored it. I think I deleted it off Game Jolt and kept up on other places because I like to keep stuff up for people to see, even if it's bad or good. But yeah, that was that. There's another image I think I made. I think I made two of them. Again, also both are bad. And again, and this was all resolved long before this video was ever even thought of. Like this was way, way, way in the past by the time this happened. And this video pretty much portrays me as still doing these things. It basically says that I'm still actively like this, but I'm not. Like I apologized, I owned up to what I did, and all my friends were like, we agreed that we wouldn't talk about this again. We'd forget about that thing I drew, and we moved on. But Skaza included it into the video and even made his timestamp about it. And another little topic. This is continuing with the art and the posts. I'm still on the art stuff. It's my girlfriend, art including her, because both me and her are very similar in the way we do things, I guess. And because couples, if you're like in a relationship and one of you or both of you are artists, you're gonna draw some funky stuff, okay? You're gonna do something like that. And we decided and we agreed we wanted to post some of it. Some of it was good, some of it was bad, but again, it was all relationship stuff. She wanted her character to look like that. I drew it like that because she wanted to. But Skaza says I'm over sexualizing again and portraying myself, a male character, as normal, even though that's what Lucy wanted. She wanted me to look like that. I drew myself like that. She wanted herself to look like that. I drew it like that. That's how it went. But yeah, I can see why it's bad, and I did post some stuff on Game Jolt, some of it. And yeah, not a good look. And again, I apologize for posting it. I apologize again. I'm sorry, I really am. But I deleted most of it. When I mean most, I mean again when I say mean most, I mean there is probably stuff in Game Jolt, but again it's too hard to find to delete. But I deleted most of it. Like if you go and look at my Blue Sky or my DeviantArt, you're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see much of it anyway. All like the real bad shit I deleted. But yeah, that's that. Another thing I want to say, and it's about Skaza. And again, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be like, because I want to be respectful here. But there's some stuff that Skaza said and did that I don't agree with. She's no angel. She basically called my girlfriend a psychopath for supporting me and stuff like that. That's not nice, Skaza. You know, you don't say that. You said in the video not to harass anyone in this video, yet you are saying rude things about me and my girlfriend, but mainly me. And I don't feel like that's right. You know, this should be unbiased and truthful. This isn't. A lot of this is truthful, but a lot of it isn't. But it's very biased. It's very clear you don't like me. Very clear. The fact you even made this, you don't like me. But at least be respectful in a way. At least portray me as like I'm a natural person, not just a thing. And I should go on to this is kind of like the end of the art stuff for now, but I just want to go on a little topic of saying that about the harassment thing. Skaza claims in the video, as you should, everyone should put this in all their videos, and I put a disclaimer as well. Never harass anyone in these videos. Because if you make a video talking about stuff like drama or anything, you don't want people watching it to harass anyone. So you say, don't harass anyone, please. Because they don't deserve it, you know. Yes, they might have done something bad, but they don't deserve it, because stuff can get heated, stuff can get worse. But she says this even though the comment section is filled with insults and beratement from people at me. And she agrees with all of it. I've seen words like jerk, slob, degenerate, gooner, stuff like that. And it's just like no harassment really. Like, do I really deserve all of this? Do I really deserve to be like berated over just shitty drawings that I deleted and saw as bad myself and regretted it? Because I do. I know Victory, who is another big user, made a commented saying that I know what I'm doing and I don't care. And she also says that just because there's bigger issues doesn't mean that I get a free pass. She's actively acknowledging the fact that there's worse issues, but is also saying that I'm in the wrong, which I am in some ways, but again, overall, I said sorry and I'm done with this. People are just like saying all these horrible things, and that is harassment. This is harassment. I know it's not towards me, but it's a video about me, and I'm actively looking at these comments every day. Every day I check this video to check the views, to check the comments, to see what people are saying about me, and it hurts. It really hurts. And another thing about harassment. Before this video was uploaded, there was a user that started commenting on my posts. The user was named Pens. Just Pens, P-E-N-S. And I was, I think, eating dinner, and I came back. And I saw that this user, Pens, made comments. A ton of really, really terrible insults and comments. Pointing at my art, being really disrespectful, being insanely rude, and even mentioning, even putting down the lyrics of that AI Charlie Kirk song. And it's insanely ironic because that guy is a racist, sexist, every ist and full in the song, and is commenting that on me, which is insanely ironic because you know I thought you were against that, you guys, and we assumed because Pens typed insanely similar to Skaza, very similar, like mannerisms, you know, ways of typing, lots of XDs and stuff. All the mannerisms of Skaza. We assumed that it was Skaza trying to get at us. But and because the account was brand new, it was just made, and the first thing it does is berate me, pretty much insult me on my post, even post completely unrelated. Like I made a post about a movie I really like called Return to Oz. I made a few posts about that movie. I even drew the characters of it. If you want to go on my Game Job page right now, the top post, the most recent ones, um, picture wise, are about that movie. And Pens commented on these, bullying me and saying rude stuff, even though it's disconnected from everything I've done. It's not even over sexualization. It's nothing to do with that. It's about a movie that I like that has nothing to do with this. So they're really going at me with this. Like they're going to post. The fact they're going at posts completely unrelated is what gets me. And yeah, we assumed that it was Skaza because very similar typing, blah blah blah. But in the comment section, someone mentioned pens. I can't remember who, I'm not going to say who, but someone mentioned pens and says, and basically said, hey, you have a burner account, pens. And she said, no, that's a friend of mine that she finds funny. So, not only is Pens not Skaza, Pens is apparently a friend of hers that she finds funny and likes the way they type. And so they're friends. So you're basically saying do not harass anyone, but yet you're allowing someone that you know to harass me. This is insanely hypocritical. Like you were allowing people to harass me. Like that's not right. Like this isn't a good thing. You're allowing someone to do this. And another thing is that she went to my Blue Sky to comment on something that I did. A drawing not too bad. It wasn't that bad. It was not like over sexualized or nothing. It was just a character of mine looking spicy. A character I like. A character I find attractive. And she made a comment pretty much. And it made me upset because I didn't post that to Game Jolt. I posted it to Blue Sky. And I said earlier, Blue Sky allows this kind of stuff. They allow art like that. You know, it's not filled with kids. You know, kids. It's like 18 plus kind of stuff. So I was allowed to post it, and she got upset about it, saying I was over-sexualizing. I was like, okay. I was just saying, and I replied with, am I not allowed to draw attractive women? Because I found Jessica attractive, and I was like, okay, I like this character, so I posted it. And she put words in my mouth saying that, oh, so you don't find flat-chested women or fat women attractive. And I was like, no, you're putting words in my mouth. I never said that. I just said I'm drawing an attractive woman, attractive character I made. I'm not saying that women who are flat chested or fat are attractive. I love them, actually. I love all women. I love all women. I love all body types. I don't give a shit. Fucking Lucy doesn't look like that. She's my girlfriend. I love her to my fucking heart. I just do that because that's what I thought was hot. Okay? But I guess I'm not allowed to do that because it's not a body type. It's a, I guess, beauty standards. Which, yeah, is terrible. But it's a character. It's fiction. It's a drawing. But she basically put words in my mouth saying that I didn't find women like attractive, but I never said that. And I have characters with different body types that I don't draw too much because again I don't really have any ideas with them. But you know, I do have characters of mostly all body types. It's just as design. And I'm not saying every attractive woman has mad curves, perfect hair, amazing faces and smiles. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this woman is attractive. This character I made is attractive. That was my point. And she put words in my mouth and it upset me. And I blocked her on Blue Sky because I didn't want this anymore. I wanted to forget about this. I wanted to move away from Skaza as far as I could. But I guess I can't. And it really upset me that she went to another account, another site that allowed that stuff where it's okay. Game Jolt is not okay. I understand if it's on Game Jolt, you can say whatever, but if it's on a place where that stuff is everywhere, then then what are you saying? But that's what that was. And again, it upset me because she says to not harass. Now, that wasn't harassment. I'm not saying that's harassment, but the pens thing sure upset me and is very hypocritical. That she is friends with someone, as she said in her own words, who actively went after me and berated me and insulted me. And yet she laughs about it, go, ha ha ha, yeah, he deserves it. Even though it states in the description and in the video, do not harass anyone. Yes, Skaza, don't harass anyone. Yeah, you can bully this guy and bring him down and tear down his name and call him all the words you want, but don't harass anybody. Yeah, don't harass anyone. Yeah, thank you, Skaza. Another thing is, what else? Back to Skaza not being the best. I'm talking about Skaza now, as you can tell, because I'm done with this stuff on me. This is me calling out Skaza now. Now, Skaza isn't. I don't think Skaza is a horrible person. I think Skaza is a good artist, a good animator, a good editor. She's talented at what she does, and I don't want her to bring her down. Even though she's bringing me down, but still, I don't want to hate her for that. I don't want to hate. Like, I only don't like her because she doesn't like me, I guess. But she's claimed that I'm faking depression, saying that I'm guilt tripping people and manipulating people by saying, stuff like that, that I'm suicidal and all that. But the truth is that for a very long time in my life, especially last year, I was insanely suicidal, insanely depressed. I had horrible depression, and it comes back in like waves. There'll be like a week where I'm fine, then there'll be a week where I just want to jump off a bridge. That was pain with me. But last year and a bit of this year, I couldn't do anything. Like I didn't eat, I didn't do much. I tried any chance I could to kill myself. I caught myself a lot. I strangled myself. I hit my head against walls, against floors. I tore up clothes. Like I was really upset at myself. I tried everything to fucking harm myself. To the point that my school got involved and that I got actual proper counseling and I was diagnosed. And Skaza says that I'm faking it. Now I'm being completely honest here. I know saying bringing up depression in a discussion like this isn't good, but it did bring back my depression. Since this whole stuff has began, I've not been the same. I haven't been struggling to eat. I haven't I haven't barely eaten anything. I'm struggling to eat my breakfast, struggling to eat my dinner, struggling to eat my lunch, and other issues too about me, other health issues that I won't get into. But basically, what I'm saying is that this has had an effect on me. This brought everything back. Every little depressive thought I had is coming back to me. All the thoughts are coming back. Suicide, not so much, but if this situation gets worse, it just might. But I don't have the best mental health. You know, I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not all smiles and giddy and happy. I was for a while until all this happened again and again. I feel terrible at the moment. I'm at my lowest point again. And Skaza is not helping by calling it fake. And now people assume that I'm some criminal mastermind that manipulates people. I'm like the Joker now, I guess. Manipulating people into doing his bidding, I guess. But that's not true. I've These are real issues that I've experienced, and there's so much evidence of it happening. I've had several mental breakdowns publicly. I know I should have kept it private, but I couldn't help it. Until one night I attempted to strangle myself to death, and nearly did. I passed out for a while, and I woke up again. Very nearly, I gripped my throat, and I just strangled and strangled all night. It was in November 24, I think. It was roughly after, ironically, it was roughly after my birthday at that point. It was before my mother's birthday after mine. It was a bad year that was, but that was my lowest point. And what saved me was Game Jolt. What saved me was my fans. What saved me was my friends online. They talked me out of it. They helped me. And I'm forever grateful for that. And that's why I appreciate everyone I know so near and dear. And again, Skaza called it all fake, which is not true again. And it's insanely disrespectful to say that. Like, imagine if I made a video and I talked about somebody and I called all their problems fake. That's not a good look, is it, Skaza? That's not a good look. To just call someone's mental health a front to just guilt trip people. I was venting because that's how I felt at the moment. I had like a bad time, and I'm having a bad time now. I've been very stressful recently, and this week, I brought my dog to the vet, and my dog Lexi, she has a growth on her that needs to be surgically removed. It needs to be snipped off and patched up, and I'm terrified because my dog has never gone to surgery before, and this is a huge issue that I'm terrified of. Not only that, but I'm not doing great in school either. I've been getting a lot of bad results on exams and stuff, and Christmas is coming, and I haven't got many people gifts, and I should. Pretty much this part of the year is not good for me at all, and Skaza has not made it any better. I know I sound like I'm guilt tripping here, but I'm being honest. I want to be honest here. This is what I'm going through, and Skaza has not made it any better. She's made it 1,000 times worse for both me and mainly me, but like a lot of other people too. Like other people who are associated with me, like my girlfriend Lucy. She's very associated with this now. My friend Zorbs, who doesn't want to be associated with this at all, really. He made a live stream. He made two live streams where he talked about it, his side of the story, and he said his bit, and he doesn't want to be involved anymore. I just thought I'd bring him up because if anyone's listening to this, I don't want them to actually talk to him or ask him about it. Anything that he will talk about it, he'll talk to me or privately to other friends or anything. But he doesn't want to publicly talk about this anymore. He wants to move away from this, which is what we were trying to do, but of course this video was made and ruined everything. Now, here's another little topic. Here's another thing that really upset me about this video. This is probably the second most upsetting part of this video, I'd say. The first part is something I'll get into. The third worst part is the making fun of my mental health. Not making fun, but claiming it's fake. Drawing porn since 14. I'm a minor. I've been drawing a lot of this stuff that I shouldn't be. It doesn't matter if I draw, but posting it is another thing. And she brings this up, and I agree with her that way. I should not have been posting this. But in the past, before I got a laptop, I was very naive. I was very stupid. Before the laptop I own right now, before the laptop I created, well, not created, but before I started posting Game Jolt, before I was known on the internet, you know, um, I drew on paper. I made a lot of spicy artwork that I regret now because it's not good. It's not like bad, but like the quality of it is not good. The contents are like what? And a friend of mine at the time who did have a computer, who did have the ability to send the stuff, liked my artwork. Someone I knew in real life, a good friend of mine, uploaded it for me at the time. We both wanted it uploaded. He put it up on E621. It was taken down from E6, but a bot grabbed it from E621 and threw it onto Rule34, all my artwork. And it was up on Google for a while, but then slowly disappeared, kinda, like down to the very bottom. And I wanted to forget about it. I didn't tell anyone about it. I wanted to just leave it alone, not think about it, just push it away. But Skaza brought it all back, and now people know about this. It's not the part that people are going mad at the most. It's in the past. This is a good while ago, but none of this is stuff I wanted brought up. The stuff on Rule 34. I didn't want that up there. I pretty much as soon as it was uploaded, by the time it was deleted, it was removed from E621. I was like, okay, that's gone. At the time, I was like, okay, guess that's not there. Then it was on Rule 34. When it was uploaded to Rule 34, that's when I panicked. At the time, I panicked. I was like, this has gone out of my control now. This was robbed from me. I don't know how to get rid of this, so I left it. I was terrified that someone would find it for ages, but now someone has found it. I thought that someone would maybe find it in maybe 10 years, maybe less, maybe 5 years. Maybe I'd grow a bit larger, then someone would bring it up and they could maybe explain it then. But it's been found at a time where I can't explain it. Well, I can explain it, I've explained it, but like I can't properly get it out there to people now because this video is made. So yeah, that's that whole thing. And about that friend who helped me, I recently, when this video was just uploaded, I came home from school. I was like, okay, what's this? Someone posts on Discord, hey, look at this video, and I panicked. I sent it around to other people, other friends of mine, be like, hey, look what they're saying about me, And one friend of mine, the same friend who helped me upload those spicy drawings all those ages ago on Rule 34, well, it was without permission put on Rule 34. He turned against me and got mad. Well, not turned against me, I wouldn't say that, but we got mad at each other. He got mad. I got mad, and he made a comment on the Skaza video. He's calling me a jerk and saying that he knew me in real life. And Skaza replied, saying like, "Oh, you knew him," and she called me a slob. Basically, this guy who he's no angel. He helped me do this, and Skaza is siding with him. Now, I'm not pulling him under the bus. I don't want anyone to harass him either. He's pretty much innocent in all this. I'm just pointing out that Skaza has no idea. Like, she has no clue about half of this. It's all pure assumption. Stuff like this, anyway. It's all pure assumption. Pure, just blind. Like, I think it's this, so it's this. So yeah, that happened, and now that I've gone to that, I'm going to talk about stuff that Skaza has no idea about. She knows none of this. She might know something, but it's not in the video, and it needs to be in the video. What I'm about to say now is something I should have said at the beginning, but I left it here because this is a huge piece of information that everybody needs to know. Even people who don't like me need to know this. There is a user that was on Game Jolt who used to be a friend of mine. Minty Proto. He was a Puerto Rican artist. He was 18 years old, I think, by the time I met him. I was, what, 16, 17. We met. He made fan art of I think my persona. I was like, okay, that's cool. And we became friends very quickly because he liked my characters. And everybody knew him. He was an oddball. People kind of just accepted him. Like, he copied a lot of our arts. He copied a lot of our characters and stuff, but we didn't care, really. Because, like, just let him do what he wants, kind of thing. Just let him be. No one cares. But then he started, but then he groomed, I think, around 5 or 6 people in my community, all my friends. A lot of friends commented on this video, and I think are actually shown in the video in a negative light. They were all groomed by him. They were all sexually harassed by him, and they were all affected by it hugely. And me. I was one of them, and I got it the worst. Minty Proto, an 18-year-old, sent me, I think a 16-year-old at the time, nude pictures. Pictures of his penis and asshole. His greasy, sweaty, hairy asshole. This man got no video. This man left the internet. He escaped. Where's his video, Skaza? Where's Minty Proto's video? No, give me a video. Make me look like a horrible dickhead. But no, the groomer who sent me photos of his asshole? No, leave him go. He's fine. Forget about him. And we tried to. We wanted to, and we succeeded. He's gone. The only thing that exists of him is a few, like, fan art posts on Game Jolt and a wiki page he made of his characters that you can look it up. If you look up Haska or Minty Proto, you find it, the top result. It's the fandom wiki he made. He got away scot-free. Yeah, he deleted all of his accounts. He left the internet. Good riddance, but he got away clean. Everyone forgot who he is. He got no video. He nearly did. A friend of mine nearly made a video about him. He was going to make it, but decided not to because he didn't want people really caring anymore. Because, again, all of us wanted to forget. Especially me. We all just wanted to leave this behind us and move on. And we actually robbed some of his characters so we could use it, repurpose it, because some of his characters were alright. And we wanted to reuse it, and so my friends took characters. I didn't really take any because I didn't want any of them, of course, because he sent me his penis. An 18-year-old sent me a 16-year-old penis. You know what? He asked me for nudes. He begged me for them. He begged me to send pictures. Begged me to make videos. He clawed at me. Fucking manipulated me. I didn't. Didn't reciprocate. But he sent me shit. He gets no video. He never got a video. He never got a video with. He never got a half-hour long video that has 800 views about him. He never got that. No, he's gone. But I do. What am I trying to say here is that there's foul dickheads on Game Jolt, and I don't want to be one of those. I'm being associated with people like this, and I don't want to be. I'm being treated like people like this. It's like I can't really think of a good example. It's like being wrongly accused of a crime you didn't commit. Kinda. It's like, look at me. I did bad things. Like I did stupid things. I posted bad art, offensive stuff, bad jokes. I've upset a few people, but I apologized and I tried to move on. And I was about to change. And now my reputation is probably going to be tarnished by Skaza. Everyone will see me as this horrible degenerate who hates women, or like not hates women, but objectifies women, who is racist, who doesn't see trans people as people, only sees them as like a sex object, like a foul person. But the real villains of Game Jolt are still there, and are either gone without any like punishment, are still there without any punishment, or other things. I'll name it. I know 2 viewers, and again, disclaimer: don't harass these people, please. Especially one of them, but again, don't harass them. There was one user I know. Now I don't know a lot about this story, but I used to like them. They used to be a friend of mine, but I kind of backed away from them. I want to just really distance myself from them. The user Hunzy Bunny. Now please don't harass him. He, I think, as far as I know, groomed someone, I think the same age as him. They were both minors. I think they were a bit younger. He posted a picture of his private area, and it got nasty. He's still uploading. He's still there. He did bad things. He doesn't get a video. There was another user who left Game Jolt but is still online. Again, don't harass them. Jaden So Cool. He is an artist on now DeviantArt who made really exaggerated fetish art. At the beginning, his stuff was just a bit odd, a bit weird. It was okay. I used to be friends with him for a bit, and again, I distanced myself away from him, kinda. I backed away. Then he left. He left Game Jolt and moved to DeviantArt permanently. He got in our video. He made like really bad stuff, like blatant fetish stuff. And now he makes full NSFW stuff. And he gets no video. He or she, I don't know. I think it's he or she, they. I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce them. I'm just gonna say them. But Jaden's gone. No video, no nothing. But yeah, there's more people too that I see on Game Jolt recommended to me, and like on my community on Game Jolt. But I've deleted their posts. I don't want to be associated with them. And they've drawn again more horrible, disgusting fetish art, way worse than mine, leagues worse. And they don't get a video. They're not, seen as this demon. They are gone. Or not gone, but they're still there, but not being talked about. They're the villains. I'm innocent compared to these people, but I have the video. All because I probably personally upset Skaza. And I'm sorry, Skaza, but you should be looking at the bigger picture here. You need to look at the bigger picture. There's actual horrible groomers out there, like Minty Proto. He groomed me and several of my friends, and none of us have been the same since. But you make a video about me and say that this is pretty much... You use me as an example of these bad people. Use me. You're dragging me down. And now people aren't going to think I'm going to change. People see me as this horrible person, but I'm not. This whole thing is just ruining to me. Like, again, I reiterate, there's worse people out there, and I know Victory said there's no excuse, and there is no excuse, but you have to just listen and just look. That there's foul, disgusting, awful people everywhere. There's a fucking pedophile in the Oval Office. For God's sake, there's worse shit to talk about. I'm I'm a fucking needle in a haystack. As I said earlier, I'm a grain of sand in the desert that is the internet. There's so much there, and no, and you don't talk about them, do you? No, you talk about me. I did nothing. Yeah, I upset you, but I apologized, and I apologize further. I'm moving on from this. I'm trying to change, and I'm making this video to explain myself. Anyway, if I missed anything, please let me know. I'm going. If any of you want to contact me or message me, comment down below. Give me a shout on Game Jolt, whatever. If you want to contact me, just comment below. If you want any questions, ask me. I'm open to anything. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, I'm here. If you want to, even if you don't like me, I'd like to have some questions. I'd like to discuss it with people so people can like understand me more and see that this is a whole big mess, like a misunderstood, over complicated, outdated mess. And there's the last thing I'm gonna say about Skaza. General Skaza, if you're watching this, if you've gotten this far in the audio, and if you're listening to me now, or if any of Skaza's fans or anyone, friends, anything, please remove that video. That's all I want now. I just want people to move on and forget. If that video gets removed, I can remove mine. Zorbs can remove his streams. We can move on from this. I'm going to change, and I started before the video was uploaded, but I'm changing now. I'm going to stop making slop art. I'm going to focus specifically on what's good. May start continuing what I do well, and that's like characters and I'm going to continue what I do good. I'm not going to make anything bad anymore. I'm going to try not offend people anymore. I want to be like, accepted. Just hear me out, please. And once again, if you have any questions, anything at all, if you want to discuss something, just please ask me. Comment down below. I'm right here. And General Skaza, please move on from this. There's one more thing I should add to this. One more little small information that I forgot to say earlier. After Skaza made her comments and after we got on the huge discourse on Game Jolt, a friend of mine, again I mentioned him earlier, Zorbs, who again does not want to be a part of this anymore, actually talked to Skaza for a bit. Actually talked to her and told her about the comic I made, the N-word thing, and said that I moved on from that. Like she was told that I moved on from it, but still included it in the video, and said that I can't still said I'm stubborn. I moved on from it, Skaza. Why bring it up? Well, of course she didn't know, and she didn't know like half the stuff I moved on from. I moved on from all of this by the time this was uploaded. Another thing is, I really wanted to talk to Skaza, but if she listened to this whole audio, there's like a 90, like 100% chance she's not going to. I guarantee I upset her. But even if she is upset, I should add another thing about Skaza. And that's that she's a tad bit hypocritical. I mentioned earlier about the over sexualization. She was pretty hypocritical, saying "do not harass," despite insulting the goddamn hell out of me, having friends who harass me, and her supporting her friends, pretty much not enjoying it, but just not caring the fact that I am being harassed. But she gets mad at me for over sexualizing characters, and there's one character that I forgot to mention, and that's a character I don't draw too often publicly, and that's the character Hunk Goat, who is a muscular goat demon. His whole character is that he's just a muscle guy. He doesn't really have a personality. My idea is that he's just like a boring alpha. I guess. That's his character and he's just rude to everybody. That's my idea for the character. And if you notice, if you look at General Skaza's art on Game Jolt or anywhere, you can notice a little bit of a pattern. She draws a lot of muscular men characters, topless specifically, with large chins. All of her characters roughly look very similar. Now, I'm not saying that's bad. Some of it's not great, but a lot of it is really is a lot of quality, especially her old stuff. Her old stuff is really good. Like her old animations, really well done. But as a reason, like her recent stuff, it doesn't look the greatest because the faces of the characters look pretty shitty, a bit weird. The large chins and everything. And again, they're very muscular, very big characters. A lot of them are topless, and she says claims this is artistic nudity, but yet berates me for getting mad that I draw characters exaggerated. Yet she's drawing her characters also exaggerated. I wouldn't say exaggerate, but she's drawing like pretty much the same. She's doing very similar thing I'm doing, especially with my character Hunko. I did that with Hunko. I have a character who's muscular and exaggerated, and she refuses to believe that he even exists. It's like her mind can't comprehend that I have a character that's pretty much like it's like an unintentional parody of what she made. I made Hunko as like a joke once, and I kind of just expanded them again privately. A lot of the characters I do a lot of privately, like write for them privately. I don't really say much, gave him lore and all that, but like he's pretty much just an accidental parody of Skaza's characters. As in, he was made before I know who Skaza was, but after I know Skaza, Honko is literally her characters, as in exaggerated, muscular, and all that. But yeah, and she also again claims I'm sexist, despite the fact that I draw male characters sexualized too. Now I shouldn't have done either, yeah, but it's like I'm not sexist then, am I? Like, how am I sexist if I do both? Because like, if I was sexist, it would only be women, and if I was sexist, really, I'd be talking about women in a negative light. I'd be like dehumanizing them in art. I'd be treating them like they're like objects. But I just show them with like really, really exaggerated features. I know I shouldn't, but again, that's what I did. And so, if you look at it, like again, if you don't know who Skaza is and you don't know who I am, pretty much this whole drama is just two people, two idiots, doing dumb things in different ways. One of them, me, drawing characters they should in ways they shouldn't, like really weird shit, just being weird about some characters. A lot of my art's normal. I'm only really proud of the normal art. I'm not proud of any of the slop I've done. I never was. I never will be. I did know what I was doing, but I did care. I was just tired and lazy. Then you look at Skaza, who is an idiot, as in she did this. We're both very immature, I should not idiots, but both very immature. I'm immature, an idiot, immature dunce who just drew characters in bad ways, and her being immature idiot by making this video and blowing everything out of proportion and not even. She did attempt to speak to us and we got mad because what else are you gonna do if someone comes at you like with wild like stuff? We got mad, but at some point I wanted to talk to Skaza. I wanted to talk. I asked everybody who had some kind of contact to her to please ask her, to please let me talk to her, because I wanted to discuss this with her, 1-to-1. I didn't want to talk to like Victory. I didn't want to talk to like our friends. I want to talk to Skaza herself, on call or on something, anything. But she refuses now to talk to me and says it's too late. Even though I wanted to change before she made the video. But yeah, it is too late, Skaza, because you have swiftly ruined me. But again, anyone who's listening to this, I hope that you can see both sides here. I hope you can see my perspective and what actually happened about the loss of and what's missing. The stuff that's just blatantly not there. And I hope that, like, if there's any massive users, any big YouTubers that want to make a hot story, if you're going to take cover on this, please have my side. I want to be heard out. This is about me. This drama is literally about me. I want people to hear what I have to say. I hate to be sound selfish, but the video has my fucking name in it. It focuses on me. So yeah, I just hope that we can move on from this, and that we can forget, and that Skaza can move on, and that I can move on. Both of us can just act like we don't exist, and I can move on from Game Jolt. She can stay because she has over 2,000 and 3,000 followers on every platform. Nothing I should mention. One thing I should mention is the fact is there's a huge, huge power imbalance with me and Skaza. Massive power imbalance, as in the most followers I have on a platform is Game Jolt, over 1,000, just over 1,000. Every other platform I have about maybe less than 100 watchers or followers. I know on DeviantArt I have a fair few. I think over 100, maybe less. But I don't have a lot of people watching my stuff. I on my YouTube is very small. I've barely anyone watching my YouTube videos. I did manage to hit 11,000 or 12,000 in a video. That's because it's an only plays animation, I guess. Yeah, I got a fair few subscribers, but again, I'm minuscule compared to Skaza. Skaza has compared to my 100 views, 100 subscribers, she has 3,000 subscribers. And just an example, and like she's more talented than I am. She's more experienced than I am. She can animate. She can edit properly. She has her art is more professional. She's more professional. She actually makes money off art. She makes money both off on she both makes money on Game Jolt and on commissions. She is a professional, but both the same age too, which is very strange. Although I just turned 17 like last month. Like I want people to see here that there's a huge imbalance here. This massive user, like massive compared to me, like this decently big user, is taking this person with no attention really, tiny community, tiny existence, and putting me up as this horrible person. And like imagine if this video blows up, gets millions of views, like that one like what was his name? Nick Crowley made a video on uh, Schoolboy 9, and that video blew up. His biggest video, 10 plus million views, and it was about something obscure. We were very different, of course, but it's the same thing where it's like nobody knows who I am, pretty much. Internet-wise, no one knows who I am, and this could possibly be the widest thing of me. This could be the largest video with my name on it, and it could be a lot of people's first impression of who I am, and I don't want this. Because if you watch this, you probably think I'm a horrible dickhead, but I'm not. What I'm trying to say here is that like this giant, really, I know I said earlier that it's not really punching down, but it really is punching down. A massive user, very popular, professional, amazing artist, punching down on me, all because I have some weird art, and calling me names, insulting me, not to my face, but sometimes to my face, but calling me a slob, a degenerate, a poor shit like this. I'm not any of these. Like it's just madly upsetting to me. I'm not any of these. I want people to see who I actually am and hear me out. Another thing about the power imbalance is that since Skaza has such a huge following on the internet, not huge, again, a big following, is that she has a lot of power against us, moderation wise, because a lot of my friends on GameJolt, specifically on GameJolt, no other platform, have made posts about this whole stuff, saying, "Hey Skaza, you're being rude. You should have made this video defending me." Not specifically, but just any post at all that's defending me. Skaza keeps reporting it and deleting it. Like, reporting it saying it's harassment. People trying to defend me. And I feel like people should think about this as well. The fact that she has so much power against us. Like, we're being silenced by her, pretty much. Like, this is fucking Stalin did this for people. I know he killed fucking. Like, this is fucking Joseph Stalin type stuff here. Like, she can't just. She's actively, like, silencing us. Anytime we try to speak out against her, saying, like, hey, Skaza, listen. Something. Deleted. Post deleted. She doesn't even read it probably. She probably sees the fact her name is on it with mine and goes, yep, deleted. Blocked. And so we can't say anything. This is why I'm terrified that this video will be deleted. Because of Skaza. She'll probably see this. See the fact that I didn't shower with compliments. And will report it as harassment. And this video gets deleted. And then I have no voice anymore. Then I won't be able to, like, say anything. Which is not right. That's not a good thing to do. I'm trying to speak out on my side, and she will probably try to delete this, and I'm praying she doesn't. Just remember that anyone who's gone this far, please remember this. I want people to know this. Once again, have any questions, ask away. Skaza, please just move on from this. Please.